I am a professional driver. As such, on the roads in the US, there are different truck stops throughout the country that has a pay-to-park system, usually about 10 to 20% of the lot marked off as reserved, with each space running from $15 to $25. The truck stop where this took place had parking for $17, which is relatively cheap for a guaranteed spot. The spots are reserved for 24 hours, starting at 4 p.m. local time and extending to 3 p.m. the following afternoon. I knew that I would have a late-night delivery, so I came to the truck stop around 3:30 and paid for a reserve spot. I told the manager on duty that I had a delivery up the road that night and would be back once delivery was completed, but should still be able to clear out the spot by the next afternoon, today. She told me that this was okay, and she would mark the spot as sold when I left. That way, if someone else comes in trying to reserve that spot, she could consult her notes and deny the sale. 11:15 p.m. rolls around. I take off for my delivery. I don't get out of that facility until 2:30 a.m. the next morning, this morning. So, I groggily drive back to the truck stop to reclaim my paid-for spot, only to find that the reserved parking spaces are all full. I call the manager on duty, and after giving her my info, inform her that all the spots are full, and that someone has parked in a spot and hasn't paid for it. She sends her other employee out to start checking trucks. The culprit was from a company that is known for their bright orange trailers, and he was a company driver. The other employee starts banging on his door to inform him that he is parked illegally, and he has to move. Meanwhile, I can see the commotion from my mirror with my vantage point in the fuel island, where I had been instructed to temporarily park. The driver answers the door with a bottle of Heineken in one hand and some sort of smoking implement in another. I know what it is, but for the sake of the mods, I'm not going to say it. I decided to roll down the window to hear the commotion, and I hear the employee tell the driver to either move or he will get the towing company and police involved. This driver is flat out irate that someone had the audacity to tell him where he can and cannot park. So he slams the door on the employee, threatening him. Employee calls the police and tow company, and the police show up first. I had worked for this company before, so I know their policies and, more importantly, what they can and cannot have in their trucks. Alcoholic beverages are not allowed in the cab. Anything that isn't a cigarette or a cigar and a lighter, also not allowed. The coup de grace, a pew-pew of any kind, absolutely not allowed, and especially not allowed loaded. This driver had all that and some other not-so-legal substances in his cab, so he was hauled away in cuffs. His truck was hauled away on a wrecker. I made a call after the commotion died down to the company safety director and informed them that their rig will be in an impound lot and their driver is going to jail over the not-so-legal stuff he had in his truck. She thanked me and said that he will definitely lose his job, especially over the alcohol and the other not-so-legal stuff. I guess he played the screw around and find out card, and it bit him in his career. Comment. It bit him in his career, that's the line of the day. Guy was basically asking to get the cops involved. Alcohol must not have any effect on him. Well done. Opie reply, reminds me of a quote I heard from a comedian. Some people can handle their alcohol. You know who you are. Some people cannot. They have no clue. Comment. Ah, the old fuck around and find out. Lands yet again. The driver also isn't aware of the only do one illegal thing at a time rule. My personal motto is never fuck around with the people who handle your money or your food. Money job, i.e., my boss wants me to wear bunny slippers at work or I'm fired. Guess I'm wearing bunny slippers at work. Then, comment. Finally, someone who wrote lose, not loose. Thank you for keeping what's left of the English language alive. P reply, I try to. My grandmother was an English teacher, and she instilled into me basic grammar at a very early age. She would also whack my hands with a ruler if I goofed up. So, when I needed to do reports or something, I would run them by her first. Comment. So the driver had alcohol, cabbage, and a weapon? That driver's career is over. I had a friend of mine who worked security inform me that he had driver drink in front of him, and then later damaged not only his own trailer but a parked trailer next to him. Needless to say, that driver was fired and never seen again. OP reply, it wasn't cabbage, but something that resembled sugar, if you know what I'm saying. Comment. I used to be a manager at one of these types of truck stops. The amount of crap I had to go through dealing with these spots is extreme. There were plenty of times I was more than just threatened and harassed. I was physically attacked by drivers on more than one occasion. I also got more than a few drivers fired. The alcohol thing is also extremely common. I have way too many stories of drunk truck drivers. Do not get me wrong. I know a lot of decent and kind drivers also. My father is one of them. I never knew a driver as good as him. Comment. The place that rents the parking, sleeping spots can't guard them a little more closely? Once a truck like yours came and parked in the middle of the night, very near my house, and left his motor running for several hours. I think I called someone like a big box hardware store. Info on the truck. Anyway, they deliver and install appliances. He was way early and didn't park near their house, but parked near mine and woke me up around 4 a.m., idling his loud truck for hours. Comment. I used to work as a background check specialist at a large trucking company. We absolutely look at arrest records and get references from every company he worked for, especially if he was fired. The code of conduct is stricter on independent drivers, with a DOT requirement of frequent random drug testing. This man's career is over. Please leave your story in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to get new update. Thank you.